So, can you legally live in a tiny home in Alabama? The answer is maybe. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. If you've ever dreamt about building a tiny home, parking a shed on some rural land, or even living off-grid in a camper or cabin, Alabama might be one of the best kept secrets in the country. But like most things, there's more to the story. There are some things you've got to know first, or you could end up with land you can't build on, or worse, stuck with a home you legally can't live in full time. In this video, I'll break down what it really looks like to live tiny in Alabama. I'm talking zoning laws, land prices, what types of homes actually work here, and a few real-world insights from folks who are already doing it, including me. Let's start with the big question. Is it legal? Well, Alabama doesn't have any statewide zoning laws or building codes that apply across the board. Instead, all of that is handled locally on a county-by-county and city-by-city basis. That means there's no one-size-fits-all answer, and that's both a blessing and a challenge. In the more rural parts of Alabama, the laws are often incredibly relaxed. You can buy a piece of land, drop a shed on it, and nobody will say a word. I've known folks who've converted a 12 by 30 storage building into a beautiful cabin, and they've lived in it for years without so much as a knock on the door. There's no building inspection department, no permits required, no zoning restrictions telling you what size your house has to be. That kind of freedom is hard to find these days. But move closer to the city, places like Birmingham and Montgomery or Huntsville, and it's a different ball game. These cities have minimum square footage requirements for homes. They have strict zoning laws that often prohibit tiny homes on wheels, and in many cases, you'll need your home to be permanently fixed to a foundation and built to IRC standards just to qualify for a certificate of occupancy. That's why location matters so much. If you stay out in the country, you've got options. Counties like Blount, Walker, Bibb, or even parts of Chilton County are known for being more relaxed when it comes to building and land use. In these places, you might not even need a permit unless you're connecting to city water or electricity. And if you're planning to go off-grid, it gets even simpler. I've personally seen everything from finished shed conversions and off-grid cabins to campers converted and old school buses and even yurts tucked back into rural Alabama land, and most of them are completely under the radar. That's not to say that they're illegal, but it's clear that enforcement is minimal or non-existent in a lot of areas. So what about the land itself? Is it affordable? In most of Alabama, absolutely. You can still find land for $2,000 to $4,000 an acre in many rural counties. That means you could buy a small homestead for the price of a used car. That's one of the biggest reasons that people are moving here from out of state, especially from places like California, where a postage stamp sized piece of land costs more than a full acre here with trees, water, access, and no neighbors in sight. A lot of these properties are listed as unrestricted, which is the magic word when it comes to tiny home living. That usually means there's no homeowner association, no minimum house size, and no zoning restrictions on what you can build or live in. But be careful, just because a listing says unrestricted doesn't mean there are no rules at all. You still want to check with the county about septic requirements, flood zones, and road access. And speaking of septic, most counties do require that you have an approved septic system if you plan to live on the land full time. But here's where it gets a little gray. In some unincorporated areas, especially if you're not near a public road, folks are living full time with composting toilets, rainwater catchment, and off-grid solar setups. It's not legal, but it's often tolerated, especially if you're keeping your setup clean and not drawing complaints. And hey, if you're serious about going tiny and want to connect with other folks on the same journey, come join my membership community over at askpawpaw.com/porch. It's called Pawpaw's Porch, and it's where we share behind-the-scenes updates, exclusive videos and tools, and a whole lot of support for folks chasing that simpler life. I'd love to see you there. Now, if you're going fully off-grid, Alabama is actually a great place to do it. The climate is mild, you've got long growing seasons, plenty of rainfall, and access to wild edibles, firewood, and fresh water in many parts of the state. That makes it easier to be self-sufficient, whether that means raising chickens, growing your own food, or collecting rainwater to supplement your water supply in your garden. And utilities, that's another big factor. In a lot of rural counties, you'll find power co-ops rather than big utility companies. These co-ops are often more flexible and easier to work with. Some will even let you install your own service pole and meter base if you follow their guidelines. And that can save you a few $1,000s sometimes compared to hiring it all out. Water can be a little trickier. Some areas have public water access, some don't. If you're not near a line, you'll need to consider a well or water hauling setup. Let's shift gears for a second and talk about the types of tiny homes that actually work in Alabama. The most popular and probably the most practical option here is the shed to home conversion. These are incredibly common in this part of the country. You can buy a 12 by 24 or 14 by 40 pre-built shed shell from a local lot, have it delivered to your land, and finish it out on your own timeline. Whether you insulate it, install plumbing and electrical, or keep it ultra basic, it's up to you. But just make sure that you're thinking about ventilation, heating and cooling, and keeping critters out. The humidity here is no joke, and a poorly insulated shed will turn into a sauna in the summer and a refrigerator in the winter. Now, tiny homes on wheels like custom builds can also work, but you'll need to be more careful. In most cities, you won't be allowed to live in one full time unless it's parked in an approved RV space. But in rural counties, if you own the land, no one's likely to bother you. The same goes for campers and school bus conversions. If you're on private property and not drawing attention, you'll probably be left alone, especially if you've skirted the trailer, added a porch, or made it look a little more permanent. I've even seen folks rent land from family members and friends and park a tiny home or camper as a sort of informal accessory dwelling unit, they call them ADUs. And in some cases, that's a temporary setup while they save money or build out a larger structure. But others just stay there full time. Again, it all depends on the location and whether anyone complains. One creative solution I've seen recently is people leasing part of a larger property to park their tiny home. You might find a landowner with 5 or 10 acres who's willing to rent you a spot for a few $100 a month. And it's kind of like an unofficial RV park, but without all the rules. Now, if you're respectful and you keep things clean and don't make a nuisance of yourself, it's a win-win. So, what's my final verdict? Is Alabama a good place to live in a tiny home? Absolutely. If you're looking for a state that has affordable land, relaxed building codes, and plenty of rural space, Alabama is one of the last few places where you can still carve out a little freedom without a six-figure income. You just need to stay out of the city limits, do your homework on utilities and septic, and be willing to take a little personal responsibility for your setup. Would you live tiny in Alabama? Or maybe you already are. Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what part of the state you're in and what kind of setup you've got. And if you're exploring other states, be sure to subscribe, because next up in the series is Texas. And let me tell you, some counties over there are practically rolling out the red carpet for tiny homes. Don't miss that one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.